quantum entanglement and divine connection, unveiling the mysteries of existence. The relationship between human intervention and dependence on God requires further in-depth approaches in theology, philosophy, and science. Many are concerned with how human will relates to divine creation and the principles described by quantum physics. Sci Explore Hub. Religions often emphasize divine power and providence, which they believe underlies all events. According to the principles of quantum mechanics, the intervention of an observer can affect the outcome of a measurement, suggesting that human observation can influence physical reality. The philosophical and religious implications of this phenomenon are extensive and of interest to many. The intervention of the observer is a fundamental concept in quantum mechanics, which states that the presence or intervention of the observer during the measurement process affects the outcome. This means that observing the state of a quantum system can change the quantum state being observed. When the observing scientist interacts with the quantum system during observation, this interaction can influence the system state. For example, the quantum state of electrons can be in superposition, meaning they can exist in multiple places or states simultaneously until measured. However, the intervention of the observing scientist can end this state of superposition and fix the electron's exact position or state. This phenomenon might be surprising, as classical physics would suggest that the observing scientist has no effect on what they observe. However, based on the peculiar phenomena of quantum mechanics, the intervention of the observer is crucial in interpreting and explaining the measurement results. This concept raises many mystical and philosophical questions and encourages further research into the workings of the quantum system. According to Buddhist teachings, the concepts of unity and wholeness are essential for achieving enlightenment. Buddhism teaches that all beings are interconnected and that a universal consciousness permeates everything. This is in line with the quantum mechanical idea that everything is part of the whole, and in this case, the observer's intervention, possibly representing God, can influence the state of the entire system. In Hinduism, the principle of unity and wholeness is found in the philosophy of Advaita Vedanta. This principle asserts that all existing things are actually part of a single absolute reality, and any separation is merely illusory. This is similar to the concept raised by quantum mechanics, where the parts of a quantum system interact with each other and are parts of a single whole. The principle of unity and wholeness also relates to the concept of universal consciousness, suggesting that all beings have a common, connecting consciousness or awareness. This idea is consistent with the notion in quantum mechanics that the intervention of the observer affects the state of the observed system, and that consciousness and physical reality are intertwined. Let's now talk a bit about quantum entanglement. Entanglement is a concept in quantum mechanics that refers to the closely connected state of two or more particles or systems, even when they are far apart and at any distance. This means that altering the state of one particle can immediately affect the state of another, regardless of their distance from each other. This state is known as quantum entanglement. Entanglement is often cited as an example in quantum computing and quantum communication. The concept of entanglement raises philosophical and scientific questions, such as the implications of how one particle knows the state of its distant counterpart, or how this phenomenon might affect space-time and the fundamental nature of reality. The principle of entanglement and universal consciousness involves mystical and intriguing themes that may seem incomprehensible to the human mind. The network of universal consciousness can be envisioned as a kind of quantum internet, where states of consciousness, like information, can flow freely and instantly across the network. In this model, every individual consciousness functions as a network node, like a cell, capable of communicating with other nodes, other people's consciousness, without the need for physical intermediaries or traditional communication channels. This idea extends the concept of collective consciousness, which Carl Jung also formulated in the context of archetypes and the collective unconscious. According to the theory of universal consciousness, every individual's consciousness is interconnected, allowing for the emergence of a collective consciousness that transcends individual experiences and perspectives. To this day, we still have many unanswered questions about creation or the origins of our existence. And one final thought: whose creation could it be? Thank you for joining us on this exciting journey, and remember, science and history always inspire us to make new discoveries. Don't forget to share your own thoughts, ideas, and theories in the comments. We're very curious to hear from you, and we'll be delighted to read them. And if you haven't already, don't hesitate to subscribe to our channel to stay updated on future exciting content and discoveries. Thank you again for your attention, and see you in the next video.